Welcome back to Behind the Bell. In this episode, I have the absolute joy of speaking with salsa giant Jimmy Bosch, a true force of nature on the trombone. Jimmy speaks so humbly and beautifully about his approach to music, about the energy and the space in his solos, how those irresistible riffs come together, and how music has the power to connect us, to help us feel as one. This episode is full of energy, rhythm and love, just like Jimmy's playing. You're going to love this one. This is Jimmy Bosch. Jimmy, it's just such a pleasure having you on the podcast. I know this is going to be a lot of fun. So as we just started chatting then, before we pressed record, about how you started on the trombone, what drew you to the trombone?
It was the instrument that the school had available, basically, to make it a short story. And then over the next couple of years, I was going to school amongst classmates who were all hard rock fans. And so I started to envision myself as a hard rock trombone player. But at home, it was the trio and quartet influence of music of Puerto Rico that my mother used to listen to, and salsa music that everybody played in all the other apartments and in the neighborhood. That's what I heard. And it wasn't long before I got connected with musicians in Hoboken, New Jersey, where I grew up, and they needed a trombone player to play with our merengue and salsa band, and they would knock on my mother's door and say, "Can Jimmy Bosch play with us, please?" And I came home with $75 on one of those early gigs, and I said, "Mom, I think I'm going to do this for a while." And 55 years later, here I am.
Wow.
Still doing that.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Who were your sort of early influences then? What was it that of the trombone sound that made you think, I love that?
Well, once I started to identify with the trombone sound per se, for me, all sound was an influence, right? So anything that I could feel rhythmically and melodically was pleasing to my ear, I tried to imitate, and that included vocalists and piano players or percussionists or bass players. And if I heard it and felt it, I'm like, wow. Boom, bing, boom, bing, 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 and I would somehow incorporate that. It all became part of my vocabulary. As I got to really know bands and who people were, then Barry Rogers started to enter my sphere of who was who, and Jose Rodriguez and Fred Wesley, who I saw last night. You know, I was listening to different genres of music, and the trombone sound, but now I'm playing trombone, so of course it stands out, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So many trombone players, and I kind of developed my own identity as, I think I related more to percussionists and piano and bass players, because those are the instruments that really, really felt. And lead vocalists in the salsa music world, because of their delivery. As a salsa listener, I never really listened to the words of singers. I listened to the melodic delivery of those words.
Yeah.
I never even understood what the songs were about until really late, 30 years later, I started to write my own songs.
Yeah.
And then I said, oh, wow, that song, is that what that's about?
I'm the same. I don't know if it's because we're instrumentalists.
Yes.
When I listen to a track, it's the production, it's the instruments, it's the orchestration, it's the chord structure, and there's some lyrics. I had no idea. I didn't even notice.
Right. Well, for me, it was just melodic and rhythmic. I heard everything like that, and that's how I enjoyed the music. And as a result, that's how I play, and that's how I sing today, and all of that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, listening to some of your solos and things, it's amazing how few notes you can actually play, like rhythm-wise. Like range-wise, but actually, it's the rhythm that makes the solo.
Yeah, because I feel it. Because I think for me, the purpose is to transmit energy in such a way that is pleasing to my ear.
Yeah.
And hopefully the ear of that person who is listening or is present. Excuse me. And And I think silence is a big part of my delivery, space between ideas.
Yeah.
I always tell people, I think I'm trying to tell my story, a story, as a soloist, right? So I've never really approached playing trombone as a technician, and never really learned how to practice, properly. In fact, for many, many years, even today, I still have this habit of, I play music, and I might take out my horn and I just start blowing over the music, no matter what it is. So improvisation by ear is how I develop my identity as a player. And so when people start talking to me about theory and chords and scales, I'm like, that's Chinese to me. Yeah, because I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
So when people ask me to teach a workshop, I'm like, my workshops are very different. I don't do the do re mi fa sol la si do thing,
No, but that's great though.
Yeah, it is. It is uniquely me. I mean, I tell a group of trombone players, play this. Be by biddy biddy boop be by biddy biddy boop boop. I'm like, what note is this? I'm like, I'm not telling you, just play it. Yeah.
Amazing.
So,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I mean, we'll talk about energy a bit later, but actually you mentioned space as well.
Yes.
And I think, especially sort of young musicians learning to improvise and things, they're kind of trying to fill the whole solo. But actually space is, I've found, in my experience, quite hard.
Well, it's natural for me. And clearly there are those who can fill the space with like incredible amounts of notes and range, and I've played alongside some very, very incredible trombone players like Conrad Herwig, for example, I call him superhuman. I mean, I don't even know how he does the things he does. But when he finishes and he looks at me and I blow and I just go, and he says, yeah, man.
It's the feel as well, though, isn't it? It's that, the rhythm, it's almost like soul that comes out.
I like to think so. Yeah, I like to think so. We as musicians, as much as this involves work, business, money, technical stuff, theory, and at the end of the day, for me, it's really an opportunity for me to share my life and everything that my life has survived.
Yeah.
In my journey, so my pain, my passion, my love, my distrust, my trust, everything, I share that with the world. My pain is lessons shared,
Yeah.
The horn is therapy for me, the music is therapy for me, and I'm probably still alive because of the music and the trombone, so.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll chat later about all that, because, I could speak for hours on that kind of thing. So what was your experience like working with sort of legends like Ray Barretto?
Oh, my.
And Eddie Palmieri?
Eddie Palmieri, who may the good Lord take care of him. My journey has been exciting.
Really exciting.
Very exciting. I've been blessed to play with Manny Oquendo, Conjunto Libre, for 20 years. Israel Cachao Lopez for 20 years. Eddie Palmieri for 20 some odd years, in some cases overlapping. Right up until recently when Eddie Palmieri stopped playing, and he's trying to recover with his health. But these were my masters, my teachers. Fania All Stars, a little with Tito Puente Machito. I mean, Típica 73. So many bands. I've been blessed. I've traveled all over the world with these guys, and with Ray Barretto in the '80s. Before Ray Barretto, I played with Libre for a bunch of years. And then I started with Ray in the early 80s, mid 80s, I think. Got to record 4 or 5 records with Ray. Went to Europe every summer with Ray. And with that band, it was 1 trombone and 3 trumpets. And I do this thing we call playing moñas, like a jazz riff that you create behind a solo. I do in salsa music, we call it moña. This is a sign, moña, let's go. I create those things on the spot, on the fly. It's an art form that not everybody can do, but everybody tries to do. And I've been blessed with that ability to keep adding riffs or moñas
Yeah.
to a track during the montuno and to elevate the energy. And Ray Barretto used to try to call the tune out. This was, let's go out. He would call the one, and I would start another riff. And he would say, he had lung asthma problems, and he would turn around and pick up his pump and say, Bosch, you're gonna kill me.
It's inhaler.
Because we would do 4 or 5 moñas in every single tune. It was a great band. I remember jumping off the stage with Ray Barretto, running up and down the theater aisles and throughout Europe. Just really, really great times, great music. The band was young, a bunch of young, great talent. Ricky Gonzalez, Angel Fernandez, Jimmy Delgado, Carlito Soto, the great singers, Rey Sabah, one of my favorite all-time singers. It's just great times.
Oh my goodness, wow. I can't even imagine what that was like. And it's kind of early in your career as well with Ray.
Yeah, that was in the 80s. I was born in 59, 69, 79, 89. So those were my late 20s. I had already done a bunch of stuff by then. But Libre was the first platform that I really got to blow a lot and develop my skills as a soloist in this music, Cuban Afro-Caribbean rhythms. Manny Oquendo was like very hardcore master of Cuban music. Played, this is the way it's done. And trombone section was Papa Vasquez, Steve Toure, Lenny Palara. These are the guys I got to play with. I was kind of a kid, Jose Rodriguez sometimes. And they gave me a lot of freedom to input my own ideas into the whole process of playing riffs or moñas, like we call them. And they were all my school.
I love it.
Yeah.
And so, talking about the sort of coming out with riffs, you sort of come up with the idea, and then the other musicians are sort of behind the soloist. They join onto the riff, and sometimes harmonise it, sometimes add to it.
You got it.
It's so exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, I've only played a little bit of salsa in my time, but that's the fun bit. It's like you're always just creating.
Right. You'll see some of that tonight if you come to the show. And,
Up there.
Yeah. When every setting is different, every brass setting. In my band, it's one trombone, one baritone sax, one tenor saxophone, one trumpet. And so what I prefer in my band, I always tell everybody, play independently of each other. Sometimes the sax players, like the guy who's with me today, is Mitch Froman. He's playing baritone sax, and he has a huge big band experience in his journey. So when he plays in a band like mine, he'll tend to want to give the tenor saxophone player an idea to play riffs like a big band. I'll turn around and I'm like, this is not big band, Mitch. This is my band. Play free. He's gonna do his own thing, and that guy's gonna do his own thing. I like a lot of bottom on the bar. Just give me some bottom. Don't worry about these guys. They're good. Yeah. And they just laugh and like, okay, Jimmy, okay, So it's a platform that is free for each individual. But in Libre, it's 4 trombones. So in that setting, if I establish a line or Papa Vasquez establishes the line, we all play the same line initially. In harmony, we will pick up the harmony instinctively, and once we lay that ride, the band goes, and once that's established, and then somebody breaks off and creates a counterpoint to the ride. The other 3 guys hold the ride, and then maybe a third guy will break off and blow on top of that, and that is the ultimate experience of a 4 trombone element playing.
Oh my God!
Because if you do 4 trombones and everybody plays freaking crazy, and then it's insane.
Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah.
But if everyone has that discipline, it's very, very exciting.
That's so... it's just... I can feel the excitement and the energy.
So bring it
really
to
talking about it. So your solos are often, just been described as like fiery and raw and melodic as well. How would you actually approach, have you got any kind of method when you're just about to take a solo?
I don't know, the horn comes up and
It just happens.
I just rock and roll. But I use everything. All sound is coming through, and visual, what I'm experiencing in front of me. And sometimes I close my eyes, and so that's a whole different thing. But I'm interacting really with you know, if a piano player is going, so I'm feeding off of it, and I'm responding, letting them know whatever they just did, I dug. That's why I repeated it, kind of thing, and then the percussion player go, it's like I told you, when I grew up, all sound and rhythm, that's how I imitate all of that. I still use that in a live setting.
It's like a conversation.
And there, yes, absolutely, conversation. And many times I stop in the middle of a solo and ask somebody to start soloing with me, and because I want to do that. I want to interact.
Today's episode is brought to you by S.E. Shires. S.E. Shires has been setting the standard in brass instrument craftsmanship and innovation since 1995. Headquartered in Holliston, Massachusetts, the instruments built in our workshop have helped shape the sound of brass music for decades. Known for their rich tone, effortless response, and incredible clarity, S.E. Shires trombones deliver the flexibility and power serious musicians demand. Each instrument is meticulously crafted to inspire excellence because that's what today's trombonists deserve. Explore the Custom Series, the ultimate option for brass players who demand the very best from their equipment. These instruments are the pinnacle of craftsmanship, quality, and performance. Discover the Q Series, offering Shires performance and power at an approachable price. And new this year, the A Series, bringing the Shires sound to students and educators like never before. S.E. Shires trombones are masterfully built and uniquely yours. Visit seshires.com or stop by our booth at an ITF to find the horn that's built for you. This podcast is brought to you by Greg Black Mouthpieces. Greg Black Mouthpieces is proud to support the 2025 International Trombone Festival as a gold sponsor. It's always a special time attending ITF and seeing our friends gather from around the world. And we're delighted to announce a wonderful new partnership with our newest retailer in Canada, Long & McQuaid. We're excited to grow our relationship with Canada's largest music store, who shares in our longtime passion of helping musicians find the best equipment to express their art form. To find out more about Long & McQuaid or any of our other retailers, please visit gregblackmouthpieces.com and be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook for all the latest news and updates. Behind the Bell is sponsored by C Sharp Editions. Whether you're looking for a piece to add to your next solo recital, trombone quartet concert, or trombone choir program, C Sharp Editions has you covered. Recent additions to the catalog include Chris Sharp's Denton Sonata for tenor trombone and piano, Brandon Merville's Chrome Heart for bass trombone and piano, and John Fannon's Legacy Fanfare for 6 trombones. You can also find old favorites like Apogee Fanfare, In Their Gentle Presence, and The Secret City, available exclusively on the C Sharp Editions website. C Sharp Editions is currently offering listeners of Behind the Bell an exclusive discount. Head to csharpeditions.com, CSHARPE editions.com, and enter code ITF15 at checkout to receive 15% off your next order. That's ITF15 at csharpeditions.com. Today's episode is sponsored by Hickey's Music. At Hickey's Music, we've been servicing the needs of musicians since 1892. We've become known for our vast library, serving as a go-to resource for music directors and soloists the world over. And in the last 35 years or so, Hickey's has become known as the go-to resource for all things trombone and brass. We carry all the literature, we routinely keep in stock all the accessories and replacement parts for your instrument, and we have a selection of horns available for audition and purchase. Mostly, however, we have something that is becoming even more rare: personal service. We do not employ AI, we only use HI, human intelligence. When you contact Hickey's, you get real people. We strive to handle your requests and help you succeed as a player, a teacher, and a musician. Visit hickeys.com. We'd love to make you our next fan of Hickey's.
What do you think, like the trombone, how do you think it's like a powerful voice compared to the other horns? I mean, what do you think the trumpets, trombones, saxes have got different roles, or?
I'm a trombone player. I'm a lead player. You know, I'm the front man, and I think one of my my goals was for the trombone to be recognized as a frontline instrument. You know, because I was always in the section in the back, and I'm like, no, I want to play up front.
Yeah, too right, because the trumpet is often like it's the highest, so that's the lead trumpet. You think it's leading the section, but no.
I like to think, I refer to the trombone very much one of the closest instruments to the human voice, right? So singers, I'm a singer through the trombone. That's how I play. I play to sing, to tell a story, kind of thing.
Wow.
And it's I think it's a lot of fun, and I think people do identify. I mean, to the point where sometimes I play a solo that either brings tears to someone's eyes, or makes them scream, or just like run up to the stage. This is what singers do, you know what I mean? They impact people that way, and if we do that as brass players, it's kind of a cool thing, you know?
Yeah, totally. And do you think your music, your playing has like evolved over the years as well?
I'm a dinosaur. I don't change a whole lot, you know? I do it my way or the highway. I'm not really... I've been faced with all kinds of questions and yeah, man, you should play jazz. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you play jazz? I'm like, because I'm happy where I am. I'm home. You know what I mean? When I'm on stage doing my thing, these rhythms, Afro-Cuban rhythms with an element of jazz, because I'm a soloist, I'm happy. Mm-hmm. And you can play a million notes and I cannot. And that's not only do I not, I cannot, you know? Yeah. And I'm okay with that.
But that's part of your style, that's part of you, isn't it?
Yeah.
It doesn't, I don't think it matters that people are so different.
Right, and I say I'm a dinosaur because my come from has pretty much always been the same. And I may have evolved a little bit because the more I play, of course, the better we get with some elements of our delivery. But my way of expressing and transmitting remains pretty much intact.
Yeah, I love that. And in your eyes, what's the sort of the spiritual or cultural power of salsa music?
Well, when you think about what goes on in the world around us, the stage, performing, creating music, impacting people's lives through music, causing a space where there are 200,000 people to feel like one and forget that we're different because the music moves them to sing together, dance together, celebrate life together. That's a powerful thing for me. And I wish we could use music to heal the world, you know?
I think, I think it could. It's that powerful.
Yeah.
And the different genres you get, I mean, they all touch people in different ways, don't they? And you think about classical music being very sort of serious and almost for the elite. And then you have, I don't know, almost on the other end of the spectrum, you've got salsa music, which is so energetic. And I mean, just last night coming to see you getting up with a band in the street party, and
that was a crazy moment, right, Carol? When I got up and started to play, I'm like, what key is this? This is crazy. And when I got back to the section, I looked at the guy's music. I'm like, 6/5. I said, no wonder I had no idea where I was.
Oh my God. But I mean, it's just the energy that was created.
Oh,
it's like it's a street party. Everyone's on their feet dancing,
yeah.
And just having such an amazing time.
Yeah.
I think music is just so powerful. Like you say, it brings everyone together, and you forget your differences.
Absolutely, I often say that at my shows, and people stop for a second, and even might look left and look right, and say, "Wow."
I did last night. Yeah.
It's exciting, right?
Yeah.
That's
I tried to capture it on my phone, like just, people get their phones out at concerts and filming stuff, but I watched back the footage and you haven't got that atmosphere. Whereas when I was in there, filming the stage, filming the audience behind me and everyone dancing and singing along and clapping and dancing, right. There were some amazing salsa dancers there last night in the crowd. But you just can't capture it on a phone. You've got to be there.
Mm. Yeah, it allows you to really, really feel and be a part of the experience. I always tell people, give yourself a chance to experience the experience. And then they look at me like, experience the experience? I'm like, yeah, if you feel it in your knee, move your knee. If you feel it in your elbow, let your elbow, move. And but I've never danced before. I'm like, can you walk? If you can walk, you can dance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think there's people out there that might misunderstand salsa music? So people that are outside of that culture?
Listen, I've traveled to over 120 countries around the world, Carol, playing this music. and it's a beautiful thing. People don't understand the language, but still feel the power of the music. Sometimes they understand the lyrics even without understanding the lyrics. It moves them to tear, to laugh, to smile, to do some fast turns on the dance floor as a leader, and do a split on the floor. I don't know, whatever happens to you, however people react and respond. People have taste for what they know. People know what they know. When they're exposed to something they don't know, at first it's kind of a shocking experience for a minute. But if given a chance, they start to feel something they probably never felt before and say, wow, this is cool,
Yeah.
And they can take that home, and that's a blessing.
Well, music is the international language, isn't it?
Yeah, like all music.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as I've traveled, I've listened to music I've never heard before. Faced for the first time rhythms like 9/9/4 and 11/4, 7/4. I'm like, yeah, where's the one? But within seconds, I'm like, wow, man, it's just like my hair stand up because it's like the brain starts to pop, and I want to learn, I want to figure it out, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And languages, how many countries have I been to? I don't know the language. They don't know my language, but somehow or another, we're able to drink tea together.
Yeah. It's so true.
And dance together, and it's a beautiful thing.
Talking about finding, beat number one, even in salsa music, I find that when the band is just so tight and so good, and they're all sort of syncopating together, I get to the point where I'm like, where is one?
Uh-huh. Sometimes I dance salsa. I'm a dancer. And some recordings, the clave shifts,
Yeah.
from 3/2 to 2/3 and 2. And so sometimes, I tell my dance partner, I'm like, where's the one? They're like, what? You're Jimmy Bosch. How do you mean, where's the one?
That's amazing that Jimmy Bosch even said that.
Keep it real. I can tell where is it?
That's so funny. How do you see the future of salsa music, way beyond your years on this planet? I mean, where do you see it going? Do you see it evolving more, or do you see it staying alive in the younger generation?
Absolutely. People who talk about salsa's dying have no clue. I always tell them, you should travel with me.
Yeah.
And see the world through my eyes, because I'm 65 years old, Carol.
No.
Yes, I'm 65 years old. My journey continues. I'm still recording new music. I'm dropping new music. I'm trying new things. And there are young trombone players everywhere I go, bringing it. And they want to, Jerry, I want to play with you and take selfies with you. And I'm like, all right, come on, bring it. They're blowing their brains out. I mean, really good trombone players. There's a guy named El Viking de la Salsa from Germany who played with me in France just the other day. Fabulous trombone player, super, super high energy. It was all about Jimmy Bosch. I'm like, whatever, man. I know you got something. Bring it. And he was wailing, and we had such a great time playing together. In New York, there's a guy named Ben Aronov. He's a Russian trombone player. He's a kid who went to school at Berkeley University. He's amazing. He's studied all my licks. He knows all my licks, all my solos. I'm like, how old are you? Because you sound just like me, man. Man, I've been listening to your stuff, man, for 10 years. I'm like, well, I could tell, Wow. It's just really exciting. So the music is not going anywhere. It just continues to evolve. More bands, more musicians. Every country I've been to has a salsa band. Japan, Korea, China, wherever you go, there's salsa band. Ukraine. They're all over the place.
I think it's so wonderful that you're open to just come on up, play.
Of course.
That's just lovely for the younger generation, though, because I think a younger generation could easily look up to legends like yourself and think, well, they're untouchable.
Well, legend is something other people think of us, not me. I'm just the guy next door. I still gotta do my laundry and throw the garbage out, kind of thing at home, And every time people refer to me as master, I'm like, don't call me master, man. I'm a student, I remain teachable, and I always tell people I'm a beginner.
But that's also lovely, staying humble.
But trust me, there's so many players that know so much more than I, and I do what I do, but I'm a beginner. I'm still teachable, and the minute I think I know it all, boy, I will screw it up. So,
yeah. Well, I guess we're always learning, aren't we?
Yeah.
As musicians, we're never the perfect finished product, are we?
I'm not trying to be either.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finished product means it's over.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the journey.
Yeah.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Rath Custom Trombones. Rath Custom Trombones are bespoke modular instruments handcrafted to the highest of standards in England and played all over the world. Each Rath Custom Trombone is constructed by hand at the Rath Workshop in the north of England. Michael Rath trombones are found in almost every conceivable musical situation, in symphony orchestras and opera houses, in film and television studios, in pop and commercial music groups, as well as brass bands, wind bands, big bands, jazz and funk groups, and so many more genres and ensembles. Widely acknowledged as being amongst the best instruments available, many of the world's leading performers choose to play a Michael Rath trombone. Artists such as Mark Nightingale, Aubrey Logan, Carol Jarvis, Dennis Rollins, Brett Baker, and the Black Dyke Band are among the performers all over the world for whom Rath is their instrument of choice. Michael Rath trombones have earned their reputation for excellence because of their concept of flexibility, unique design, and the quality of their construction. What are you waiting for? Join the Rath Pack today. Go to rathtrombones.com or email info@rathtrombones.com to find out more.
Hello, ITF listeners. I am Warren Coos, brass product specialist with Antoine Courtois and B&S Meistersinger trombones. We're so proud to have been longtime partners and exhibitors with the International Trombone Festival. Fun fact, Antoine Courtois is known as one of the oldest manufacturers making modern brass instruments today. We work with top artists around the world to provide a unique and elegant sound for players. From our Legend series and Meistersinger orchestral trombones to the Extreme series jazz trombones, there is something for everyone. Be sure to check out our newest creation, Florida trombone, developed with Joel Vaiz of the Florida Orchestra. You can find our trombones available at any Antoine Courtois or B&S authorized dealer. To find a dealer near you or more information about these wonderful trombones, please visit our website.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Guard Bags. Guard Bags has 3 models of cut bell trombone bags on offer. Our 21C ESK model is designed to fit a cut bell tenor trombone. The 23C ESK bag fits a cut bell bass trombone. This year, we're introducing a new compact and slim bag for cut bell tenor trombone, the model 19C ESK. This bag has been designed in collaboration with Luke Malowitz, and of course all our bags are always on display at the ITF Exhibit Hall. Our trombone bags can be ordered through J. Landris Brass and Austin Custom Brass in the USA and Thomann in the EU. This podcast is brought to you by Woodwind Design. Woodwind Design's carbon stands for tenor, bass, and contrabass trombones built in the Netherlands are trusted by great musicians such as Ben van Dyke, Brent Attema, Joe Alessi, and current ITF president Carol Jarvis. The stands are very compact and lightweight, fitting inside the bell of the instrument and adding virtually no weight at all to the case. But more important, the protection of your instrument is excellent. 7 nesting carbon tubes plus the patented leaning design make a balanced and suspended stand with a large footprint, 4 feet and a low center of gravity. Visit woodwinddesign.com for more information. While you're at it, also check out our tablet and music stands that are at last high enough, as well as our solution for every musician's pain in the rear, chairs that are way too low and leaning back. The Dutch butt lift. Butt lift, because that's what it does. Dutch, not Brazilian. woodwinddesign.com.
If you're enjoying this podcast, then don't forget to hit the follow button so you don't miss each episode when it gets released. And also, you can meet these legends and heroes and all the rising stars in the trombone world if you come to an international trombone festival. Just head to internationaltrombonefestival.com to find out more. And
Exactly.
you've played with so many salsa giants as well. Who would you say pushed you the most musically?
Push me the most. As a band leader, perhaps, would be, Manuel Kendo. I don't know. And never really. The only person I was afraid of was Manuel Kendo.
Well, sometimes being afraid of someone does push you.
And when I say that I mean, and Eddie Palmieri, because they were so demanding of playing it the way it's supposed to be done, that, that's where I was kind of straightened my back and played to the best of my ability. And my ultimate goal was to make Eddie Palmieri happy, or Cachao, or Ray Barretto, or Manny Okendo happy. And I can tell if he's happy or not, because when he's not, he'll his vibe changes,
Okay.
So on a musical level, and I think Manny Okendo was probably the most intense, play it so I can live it.
So, I mean, does that sort of change the way you play then? If you're trying to make someone happy, rather than sort of speaking to the audience, looking at being visually and taking.
Oh no, it's all inclusive.
Okay.
It refined my playing. It didn't change it.
Okay.
It refined it. It just made it better. Just Eddie Palmieri too. If I played Ammonia that was on the wrong side of the clave, Eddie would just go like this. I already knew there was a problem. All he had to do was look up once while that was happening, and I would say, "Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the clave. Let's fix that."
Wow.
Yeah, and that's their way of teaching is to, if Eddie Palmieri puts his head down, that means something really went wrong.
Oh no. And you talk about sort of being a band leader. How would you say the roles change or challenge you differently between being a band leader and a sideman?
My experience with Fania All Stars. I watched Johnny Pacheco, the way he led the Fania All Stars on stage, and the way he would run around the stage and face musicians and drive them to excitement, and then move on to somebody else and do that. That's how I run my band. My band is, nobody works harder in my band than I do. I sing, I play trombone, I solo, I play monias, I interact with the audience, I turn around, I fire up my guys individually, I acknowledge them when I hear something they do that works for me. I'm like, we're about to get to do, I let them know in many different ways, through body movements, through smiles, through yelling, screaming, give me more, give me more. I do all of that. And being a band leader for me is so much fun. And the way I do it is to give them so much of my energy that they have no choice but to try to catch up or meet me at that level. Because if they don't, they look like a sour thumb, so to speak. And if they don't, I'm the guy who turns around. All I have to do is look at them and they go, they already know.
So when you switch from band leader to last night, you went and joined the trombones at the back. Do you find yourself having to switch off the sort of band leader side?
Yes. Well, the band leader side is not on when I'm doing that. I'm just a sideman. I play with a lot of bands, for example, as a sideman. And I know my place. I know my role. My role is to play the parts. And if they give me a solo, then I do my thing. And if they don't, it's still cool. I'm still getting paid either way. And I'm contributing to making your project successful, because never have I had the problem of trying to overstep on a band leader who I'm working for. Yeah. And I don't really have issues with people doing that to me. I always leave room for them to shine if they want to shine.
Yeah.
Whenever I do a show, I want everybody to solo. Make sure I give everybody space. And if I forget someone, did I give you something? I'm so sorry, man. I apologize. I want to take care of everybody because everybody wants to play. I think that everyone's like me. I want to play.
Yeah.
I just want to let me play.
Yeah.
Even if you don't pay me, let me play. And I think that everyone is like that in my band. Anyway, they're all soloists. They're all players. They're all band leaders in their own right. And So it's not a dilemma. One or the other, band leader or sideman or soloist or whatever. All the roles for me are uniquely the same, so to speak. My come from is be happy. You know?
It's almost like a mutual respect as well, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tonight, for example, right, we're here in the ITF, and there's a bunch of trombone players that know me, have been following me, and they want to play with me. I'm like, yeah, bring it. Come on stage. No, but it's your show. I'm like, no, it's our show. It's my show. You're paying for it. You can play.
So it could turn into quite a party tonight then.
Yeah. So yeah, and we'll probably do a couple of tracks that were not meant to be on this set, but now might be because the trombone parts like leave it in music and stuff that I never play. But maybe we'll play 2 tracks tonight with just trombones and make it a fun thing, you know.
I know it's going to be fun. Just to start sort of rounding this up, what's one lesson from your musical journey that you wish you'd learned earlier?
I wish I'd had my children travel with me more.
Oh.
To experience the world like I did. Being a traveling musician all of my life since early on. My first flight was at 13 years old to Haiti. And thereafter, you know, up till now, I've probably flown over 3 million miles in the air to all these countries and performing and doing what I love so very much. But it has taken me away from people that I love at home, you know. And so I wish I had figured out early on how to bring my kids when they were younger to experience more of what I did on the road. But otherwise, the music, my journey has been what it was meant to be. You know, I wouldn't change any of it because I wouldn't even know how. I just continue to wake up in the morning. I say, thank you for another day of life. And I get to do this one more time in front of another beautiful crowd of people who perhaps I've never seen before and some that I have. And I'm very, very blessed because I always go home satisfied and happy that I got to do that I got somebody to smile and somebody to hug me and say, oh, man, thank you. Thank you. You have no idea what this was for me. Those, you can't beat that. I can't change that. I wouldn't change that for the world, you know.
Oh, that's making me emotional.
Oh.
That's so beautiful. So beautiful.
Thank you.
And you mentioned just before we started recording that you've got some tracks coming out soon. So is this your future projects?
No, it's my current project. You know, I just released 2 tracks, and I'm releasing them as singles, not as an LP or record, but I'm hoping to release another 8 over the next 6 to 8 months.
Amazing.
But the 2 that I just released, one is a very famous French song which I sang in French, the entire song. It's Couleur Café. And it's now available on all digital platforms. And the other one it has a timba vibe, and it's called El Color de Oliva. And it's kind of an offshoot of Color Café, but my own creation in Spanish lyrics and stuff. And it's quite fun. So that's first 2 of hopefully 8 or 9 tracks that I'll release over the next few months.
I love it. I love it. Well, as a fellow Wrath endorsed artist.
Oh, cool. Wrath people.
Wrath.
We are. And, you know, when I play with Conrad Herwig, he's also a Wrath artist.
Yeah.
So I said, we are the Wrath of salsa.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Jimmy. This has been such a beautiful interview.
My pleasure, Carol. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. What a legend. What an amazing chat that was. Don't forget to hit the follow button on your app so you don't miss any future episodes coming out of this podcast. We're really excited the way this podcast is growing. So hopefully we'll see you soon.
This podcast is brought to you by Butler Trombones. Butler Trombones is a Texas-based company known for designing and building trombones and trombone components using carbon fiber, a unique construction material in the world of brass instruments. Here's why Butler Trombones and their carbon fiber instruments stand out. They're ultra-lightweight. Carbon fiber construction significantly reduces the weight of the instrument compared to traditional brass, making them easier to hold and play for extended periods and potentially reducing fatigue and stress on the player's body. They're durable. Carbon fiber is a very strong and resilient material, offering enhanced durability compared to traditional brass instruments. The responsive and focused sound. Reviews consistently praise the instrument's responsiveness, clear articulation, and focused core sound. The variety of models and products. They offer a range of models catering to different needs and preferences, including small, medium, and large bore tenor trombones, like the C5, C6, C8, C9, and C10. They also offer their dual bore bass trombone C12, that is a game changer for the bass trombonist. Butler Trombones also offers customization options for all makes and models of trombone. Carbonize your horn with a new bell or slide to lighten the load. They also offer a wide range of products in their online store, including CF mutes, CF lead pipes, and maintenance products. Butler Trombones are handcrafted in Texas and are available at retailers and directly from their website. They are popular among professional musicians, educators, and those seeking to reduce physical strain while playing. You can find more information about Butler Trombones and their products at butlertrombones.com. Today's podcast is brought to you by Baltimore Brass. Baltimore Brass Company is the destination for all of your trombone needs. We deal in new and used instruments and accessories across all of the major manufacturers, and we have a great consignment program too. Not only that, we also have a repair shop on site with 3 brass techs. So, whether you're buying your dream horn, selling your used gear, or need a quick fix, visit us at Baltimore Brass Company. Our address is 99 Mellor Avenue, Catonsville, Maryland, or online at baltimorebrasscompany.com. Today's episode is brought to you by Band Geek. Hey trombone nerds, yes, you with the spit valve. Band Geek brand has your shirt game handled. From cheeky quotes to bold, brassy designs, we celebrate musical misfits, low brass legends, and slide rule breakers. Whether you're in the practice room or on stage, we've got the drip to match your lip. Find shirts, stickers, and more at etsy.com/shop/bandgeekbrand.